Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Weird, the Welsh, and the Wonderful podcast. My name is Zac Williams, and joining me are the wonderful voices of Dylan. Say hi, Dylan.
Hello.
Oh, he is here. Ewan.
Hello.
And Ed. So today we're going to be talking about random shit that we know nothing about, and hopefully entertaining whoever listens, the 10 people who do. So, to start off, I'd like to thank Nameer for this idea. I've completely stolen it from him. He's got his own podcast. It's called the Broken Pencil Podcast. I'll link that in the description below. What have you guys been doing so far in quarantine? Let's kick it off. Oh, dear God.
Who wants to speak first?
Okay, Dylan, you go.
I've been gaming.
For fuck's sake.
Okay. Do you want me to say something? Do you want me to say something carefully thought about and educated, or be honest?
No, I want you to be entertaining.
He's been swimming 1.5 miles every day.
Are you not entertained?
Okay, so he's been doing 5-kilometer runs and 1.5 mile swims every day. That's what I've heard. That's the rumor going around the mill.
Well, I haven't been nominated, which is pretty good so far.
Didn't you nominate him, Ed?
No,
I didn't nominate him because he's already doing it. What's the point in nominating him?
Okay, when I
I've just saved you £5. That's all I've done.
I don't really care.
I'll nominate him because I want him to run. All right.
Definitely cares.
Yeah. So that kind of.
all I'm saying is I'm gonna have a faster time than you, Ed, when I do it.
Oh, 100%, mate. I pulled my hamstring.
What time did he do it in?
We don't talk about that.
No. Go.
Was it above or below half an hour?
I was.
It was definitely
above. I was running over sand, and there was like a rock I couldn't see, and I stepped on it, and I just slid off.
Why are you running over
Tore
sand?
my hamstring.
You just do it on roads.
Nah, mate. I'm a bit of an adventurous type.
Okay, welcome to Uncharted 4 with Ed. He's exploring the sands of Porthcawl. Ewan, what have you been doing?
Getting ripped.
Dylan, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, I just heard Ed take a tongue, Ewan say getting ripped. And I just heard Dylan's asthma. Just over it. Okay, right. So I think I've given up on this segment. This is the beginning. I've given up. Let's get into the latest news. So, Donald Trump, over the past couple of days, he had a podcast. No, he had a press conference where he just addressed coronavirus and all of that shit that's happening. He's basically claimed to have total authority, and
isn't that what the president does? Total authority, like a dictator?
No, that because he's got a federal government.
It was a joke. It was a joke.
Isn't that what Hitler did?
For fuck's sake.
I mean,
isn't that what Stalin did? No, basically, because a journalist picked him up.
Stalin.
I'm sorry, I do love a bit of communism, but basically, when he said that, when he said he had total authority, a journalist was like, how do you know that? How do you know you have total authority? And Trump was like, I haven't asked anybody. You know why? Because I don't have to. That's what the president said when questioned. That's who is leading the free world.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Yes, he is. He's so wrong.
I mean, to be honest, I don't think he's wrong. I think he's a great leader and a great influence on the modern culture.
Oh, Jesus. What do you think, Ewan?
Been good for the US economy, but
has he
in
actually?
General, yeah. Well, within his sort of first at least half term, the US economy grew massively.
That's
and then now Fucking
Well,
lot.
he does that because he taxes the shit out of the people who can't afford to be taxed, and then just cuts it for the big ass companies like his own.
Well, his company
Yeah.
could hardly be considered a big ass company, really. He's got a tower.
Well, he
I
has
think
gone.
he has generally
He-
dropped
he-
largely.
he's
He has
compensated.
he has filed for bankruptcy 3 times.
Yeah, exactly. Have you seen? He's going to be handing out benefit stamps, right? Checks worth $1,200. He's making sure that his name, not the U.S. government's name, Donald Trump, that goes on every single check. He's giving people money that isn't his, and just putting his name on it. What would you? It's just.
Isn't that what most businesses are?
Well, it's not a business; it's a government.
Clever-
Which I guess you could
clever-
say is a business, but like,
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, isn't that what most people do in modern day? Just to
No,
put their
no.
name on something.
not with benefits.
Either
No,
way,
I'm just saying in general though. Isn't that something people do? Just put their name on other people's shit.
Well, I suppose so. Ed, any comments? Where's he gone? Where's he gone? Oh, he's muted himself and everything. Okay, fair enough. Ewan, benefit stamps,
I
insight.
think no. What I'm saying
You
is,
do
is, yes,
economics.
no, it's a clever idea in terms of politically because there's an election coming up, and then he sort of creates this
Yeah.
idea that he's giving money to the people and he's compensating them himself rather than a sort of
Yeah.
federal government move. He'll
Yeah.
probably win
Yeah.
public.
Well, that's obviously what he wants from it. He wants kind of the food being bought by poor people to have his name on it, so they like know who to thank and who to vote for in the end. Because
Donald Trump's buying them his groceries.
yeah, exactly. But it's him versus Biden now, basically, isn't it? Because Bernie's pulled out.
I'm so sad. Bernie, stop fucking pulling out, dude.
Well, he was losing. Biden was thrashing him at that point. The point
I
he
know,
pulled
but
out.
still.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's a shame, and the Democrats didn't really want to vote for him. Like him, as in, he's too left for America at the moment. Like, because they ever since Clinton, the first Clinton, Bill Clinton. I don't know if he's the first Clinton, but ever
My
since
headset
Bill
was playing up, sorry, boys.
Okay, you can weigh in on this.
Weighing on what?
So ever since Bill Clinton, and don't you think that the American political landscape has been more centrist and left?
Yeah, mate.
But yeah, we were just talking about how it's just Biden versus Trump. So whoever we get now, they're going to be extremely old.
Maybe
Oh,
coronavirus.
Oldies.
Oh Jesus! Oh Jesus!
I reckon because coronavirus is killing all the old people,
Yeah,
Boomer
and all
remover.
the old people voted leave.
voted Brexit if we had a referendum. If we had a second referendum.
another one.
I think it's more of a geographical divide, though, isn't it? Because haven't they looked at all sort of built-up areas voted stay, all sort of areas in the countryside voted leave, and it splits into jobs as well.
Yeah.
Bank, you're obviously going to vote stay, but then
Because Monmouthshire, where we are, is quite. Sorry, carry on.
leave, don't they?
Yeah.
Anyway, carry on.
Because
interrupting,
Monmouthshire,
Zachary.
where you and me come from, Ewan, quite close to where you are from, Ed. Nowhere near the Cayman Islands, Dylan. I'm not going to lie. Monmouthshire
Don't lie,
is
you're a bit
quite
jealous.
just a bit, yeah. But it's a very rural place and thus very Brexit.
Yeah.
Because like you would, it was also income brackets. Like quite a few of the lowest, well, low to mid people voted Brexit. Anyway, how have we got onto Brexit? I thought, if anything, this coronavirus, at the very least, it got rid of fucking Brexit conversations?
No,
Because
sir.
before... Apparently not.
No,
Okay.
sir. No, you're wrong. You're wrong. Think again.
Screwed us over even more than Brexit could.
Yeah,
So,
that's a bit...
what is it? The UK economy shrank by 13% on one day in a day in March. Well, the FTSE 100 did anyway.
Yeah, no, I thought it was 20% when it first opened after the virus.
It's something stupid like that.
Yeah.
And then the world economy could shrink by over 2%, which is monumental.
Well, they're saying this recession.
Monumental, yeah.
Yeah, big word.
Fucking hell.
Well, they're saying the recession caused by coronavirus is going to be bigger than the one in 2008, 2009.
It's going to be sort of like, what was it called? The sort of stock market crash in 1920 something.
It's not going to be that bad. It's not going to be that
the Great
bad.
Depression?
Yeah, the Great Depression.
The thing about it, though, it's like the difference between the new one and the 2008 one is that it's only because of the coronavirus. Once it's gone, the stock markets will kick straight back up. It's not like people have lost faith in anything.
Yeah, but the amount of money the UK is now borrowing to fund these new initiatives to pay 80% of people's wages, which is quite a lot, is going to like our grandchildren, if you have any. Zach, you won't. They'll
Okay. No, because
it will last a long time.
we're gonna go straight after the coronavirus. We're gonna go straight back into an age of austerity, which we were just coming out of.
Yeah, we could have easily avoided that though. Now, hear me out here.
Okay.
We just let people die.
Wait, what?
No.
Yeah, no, I agree with that statement.
If you just had absolutely no restrictions,
Yeah,
okay, an extra, how many? 1.8 million people would die in the UK, but we wouldn't be in any debt, and I'd be able to go outside.
And house prices would go down.
Yeah, no, because coronavirus, what it does is it kills, in general, people with health problems and older people. So
not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
There have been a lot of people dying with no underlying health issues, though.
Yeah, there's recent research in the US, right? Because when it was first coming out, China, we heard that it wasn't affecting young and healthy. But Dr. Anthony Fauci, right? He's the leader of. He's the world's foremost infectious disease expert, right? And he's in Trump's government trying to help. And basically, he's been saying that recently in the US, there's a lot of data coming back saying that it's affecting young and healthy people more than we thought. Not as much as old and unhealthy, but more than we thought.
Oh, yes. There's in in England, they've just set up a new hospital. It's like a 4,000 bed hospital, which is just for sort of the younger. Yeah, my uncle is working there.
Oh, cool. Right. Let's move on to some pop culture news. You're going to like this, okay? Are you ready? The Minions Rise of Gru movie has become the first July movie to be pushed back, and it's been pushed back an entire year. It's been pushed back from July 3rd, 2020 to July 1st, 2021. So that's just showing how it's showing how film studios are having less and less faith in we're all going to bounce back.
I don't think that's it. I think that they just want to release it then because middle of summer, all the kids like on summer holidays, a massive sugar rush, is like, take us to the fucking cinema. We want to watch through.
Have you seen the home premiere, like on Amazon and stuff, where they're doing sort of cinema movies, but they're streaming it on? Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, have you been watching any of those? I watched Invisible Man the other day.
No, I'm way too cheap.
You're way too cheap.
How can you watch an invisible man?
That's a really good point.
Okay.
Thank you, Ed, for completely ruining my mind. You've just been bamboozled.
It took you so long to get that word out.
Oh no, that was fully on purpose. That was like
Boozled.
I needed the whatchamacallit.
Suspense.
Drama.
No, I needed to build tension. That's the way I like to say it.
Just like they did in The Invisible Man.
Boozled.
So what
Are we
did
gonna see him? Oh no, we can't see him.
Wait, Zach. So the question is the whole film just B-roll or something?
No, the funny thing is, it is. So it just like pans across the room and there's nothing in it. Then it pans back to the character you can see, and they're just standing there looking at nothing.
There's just some like objects floating about.
Yeah, that's the movie.
Ooh, there's a floating stapler.
No, he chucks paint on him in the end. That's how they get rid of an invisible man. They just chuck paint on him.
Wait, why didn't they think about the beginning of the movie?
Why did
If
they
close
paint
their
him?
eyes, they could be like, "Nah, your superpower is useless."
Just close your eyes. Now you're not invisible. I can't see anything. I've completely counteracted you.
Okay, so hear me out here. If he's
ruined him.
invisible,
Yeah.
all light passes through him,
Right.
Oh Jesus!
so therefore he's blind.
What?
I didn't take science at A level or any science.
It makes sense. It does make
Neither
sense.
did Ed.
It does.
I mean, physics for a week, then left. He decided that was enough. And to be fair, I did the same with maths.
Yeah, our physics teacher
Same.
left school because we bullied her. So
No, it didn't. Oh, is that Miss Gorman?
yeah,
Yeah, she was out of there. No, but Dylan, you didn't just take maths and decide you'd have enough of it, did you?
I did. I decided I've had enough of it, and I didn't want to do it anymore, and that was it.
After
Just
you'd
A-level
retaken your maths GCSE, you decided you'd had enough.
Yeah, exactly.
To be fair, I know someone that has like retried it so many times, and he's supposed to be in
Is that
first
Roxy
year uni, but he
Jackson?
can't go because
he said that wasn't Roxy Jackson.
but he can't crack his maths GCSE.
Just can't do it.
Rip.
those are the kind of people coronavirus was made for.
No, it doesn't come
my
stupid
God.
people. It
All
doesn't
those
tell
people out there
you.
just licking lampposts and shit.
You know those people who like went into stores and licked ice cream. They're really regretting it now. They oh, for fuck's sake.
Have you seen that YouTube channel of that guy who just goes around licking random objects?
Yeah. Yes,
I hope I'm the next object.
Has he? For fuck's sake, Dylan. Has he got it yet?
I have no idea. I should check that up.
Should we check up on him?
Yeah.
He can be the next guest, and we're just like, "How are you?"
He's just like,
Where's that guy who licked?
Sir.
Oh my
Be
god!
careful.
I've just
Getting
been
off the
checking
call, we
this
might
out.
catch it.
This guy's been arrested for trying to lick a Democrat.
That's a win for the Republicans.
No, it's not.
No, it's
a
not.
Republican
They just
supporter
let-
that got arrested.
And then
no. They
apparently-
just let him lick it.
apparently he's licking stuff and
He got arrested because he didn't lick hard enough.
Have you seen
He didn't lick in the right spot.
Have you seen the video of the there was like a Australian politician, and basically in protest, like a 15-year-old cracked an egg on his head, and he's turned around and punches the shit out of him.
No, have you? It's Tommy Robinson, the EDL leader, right? Or was it BP? And I can't. The racist political leader. He had he had a milkshake thrown on him by like just this random passing by, and that's just made me proud to be British for just a split second.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for sharing, Zach. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you for sharing.
This is a podcast. What are we supposed to do?
I feel so enlightened. Thank you, Zachary.
He might not be
It's the
dairy
same as your
tolerant as
story.
well.
For fuck's sake. He might.
He could be Lottie. He could be Lottie.
Bacon disease.
The poor man could have gotten a brain freeze.
Yeah, he could have had a code brown.
He could have shit himself
straight after. Wait. Okay.
If he gets a drop of milk on him and just projectile shits everywhere.
You don't know him. There's this guy in our year, the son of our housemaster, and he's got dairy intolerance, and every time he eats yogurt he shits himself. And one time he did it in the middle of a cricket game.
I remember that story.
Just blows over his wickets.
It just knocks them down. The umpire's so confused. Right. Let's move on. Have you heard about all the shit that's been cancelled?
Yes, of course we've heard about all the shit that's been cancelled.
I'm just trying to start a train of conversation. Right.
Firstly,
you're not going very well. You're not doing very well, are you?
I'm trying my best.
Train.
the
trains are cancelled, mate. You can't do that.
The only pop culture news story I found was Minions: Rise of Gru.
Well, why'd you pick that then?
Because it was the only one I found. Right.
Oh.
Okay, fine. If I'm not doing it well, let's hand it over to you.
And later and.
No, shut up.
I've got news.
No, but this is a new segment, right? This is the good news section. Now, John Krasinski has lately started a podcast called Some Good News, and we're just going to take some of that. And I've told my friends here to find good news stories, or at least a couple of them. I forgot to tell them. So let's begin with Ewan, because I know he does have some good stuff. Tell us about some of the good news going around you.
Okay, so firstly, oh no, I've lost it. Okay, so firstly, the Christ the Redeemer has been lit up in sort of medical uniform in tribute to all the medical workers, and then
in Rio,
in Rio, and there's actually been loads of these sort of things going around, like we've talked about before, the 5K run. And that's already like generated 75 grand or something to be donated.
Yeah. If you want to talk about good news, look no further than the amount of people that have taken part in this run 5K. Because under normal circumstances, no one would do such a thing. But now that
I don't want to do it ever again.
Also,
you've nominated me for it, you prick.
Well, yeah, you have to suffer too.
Wonderful.
Then also, as well as sort of loads of money being generated to sort of try and tackle corona, out of coronavirus itself has come a few good things, such as pollution dropping sort of worldwide, with a sort of 44% reduction in air pollution levels, sort of globally. And then sort of...
we've got that 12-year limit on before the chain reaction that ends the world. Do you reckon coronavirus has extended that? Do you reckon we've got a bit more time now?
Potentially. I don't know nearly enough about it, but this does open up the time for a conspiracy theory.
Oh, okay.
It's 5G. It's definitely 5G.
No. It's even better than that. Do you think Greta Thunberg made coronavirus?
Oh my god, yes.
Yes, she did it.
It makes so much sense now.
was about to be like, she's the guest for next week, but I don't think I trust her.
No, she'll...
Do you know what she said when she released it? This is for the Greta good.
That's my one. Fuck you.
That's a really good joke, Zach. Did you make that one up? I think you did.
No, I think it was Kate.
Oh, yeah, it was probably Kate.
Mate. I think it was mine. Fuck you.
I'm pretty sure it's Kate.
Pretty sure
Does anyone else have any good news they'd like to talk about?
I do.
I have news, but I don't know if it's good.
Okay, let's go.
It's justice. It's justice.
Right.
Okay.
What do we want first?
Eddie can go first.
Mine is also justice.
Okay, well, I'll let you go first then.
Okay, well, the new 2020 Dacia Sandero has been like spotted.
Good news, everyone.
In the in like the 2020 Paris Motor Show, I think it's gonna be fucking brilliant, honestly. If you want like a subcompact hatchback to get you from point A to point B on a strict budget, you can't look further than the Dacia Sandero. How
long have we been waiting for a new Dacia Sandero? Do we know?
Mate, I scratched it on my wall in school. Like, you know how they do in prison with the tally?
You had a Dacia tally. So how many days?
Day 400 without the new Dacia Sandero. I think I'm going insane.
Let's Google this then.
Okay, go ahead. Whilst you Google it, Dylan, what's your news?
Well, in the gaming community, two Australian Rocket League pros have been banned from playing Rocket League due to throwing a match. These players are Delusion and Frenzy from the team Esper. Yeah. And Team Esper has dropped them because of the throw. And sources are unclear why they threw.
They threw a match. What does that mean?
They threw a match, as in they in the last game it was all tied up, and then in the last match they played, they threw the game. They played like bad on purpose. They purposely whiffed the balls. They scored own goals. They threw the match.
Right.
And
probably because they were paid.
Probably,
yes,
yeah.
It's match fixing, isn't it?
But anyway, the team Aspers dropped them, and Rocket League I think is either given them a temp or a permanent ban from playing in the Pro Series, and may have disabled their account. No. That's a bit far. I think
so
I think they're just
justice.
It's got a decent lengthy temp ban or a permanent ban.
Right. Well, we've got justice from one end of the world.
I've got other news.
Okay, Ed Lewis, what's this? What are you laughing at?
I've done some calculations. And a Dacia Sandero cost £6,170. About right.
Bargain.
Okay,
so
it's
bargain.
Cheap
The Americans, past 20 years or whatever, have been developing a plane that has cost them in the program 1.5 trillion. Okay.
Yeah. What's the plane called?
Which plane?
The F-35. Now, would you rather have a couple fancy jets or 243 million Dacia Sanderos?
I know which one would win.
I know what.
I'm pretty sure it'd be the Dacia Sanderos, to be honest.
The Dacia Sanderos,
you can't possibly take them out.
Just small of them, some of them driving over the other ones.
You just kind of use them as bombs as well.
Ed, you see, the unfortunate thing would be, though, if they were all stood together, it might cause a chain reaction. Imagine a chain reaction of
it would be 3.5
million Dacia Sanderos blowing up.
No, mate, you've got
just a line of them going around the equator.
I cannot remember the exact figure.
It's like 244 million.
244 million Dacia Sanderos all blowing up in a chain reaction.
Honestly, though, mate, think about it. You could do anything with them. You could build a ramp out of Dacia Sanderos.
You could drive comfortably off road.
You know, those ants that sacrifice themselves for the greater good of the other ants.
Yeah.
You could do that with Dacia Sanderos. Put wings on it and it'll fly.
You could just like return to old-fashioned combat, right? Fill the tanks with full of napalm, then use a trebuchet to fire them over the wall.
Don't be silly, mate. You want to fix lances to them, right? And then you just have
drive
cavalry
them.
charge. It's just like drive them through Russia.
Who is this war against? Russia, right? Yeah.
I don't know. Anyone who doesn't own a Dacia Sandero.
So you basically built. So
if you
what
want to be
you're
on the
saying
winning
is,
side of this war, you got to own a Dacia.
yeah. So wait,
the
so Ed.
cost is £6,100.
So Ed, what you're saying is you basically want a team of mechanical narwhals.
Yeah.
I very much like this idea.
Why stop there? Double-decker Dacias, put one on top of the other.
Think about it. If you chain them all together, if you put chains on them, they can move like a snake.
And then if you do a sharp turn, you whip the back Dacia into your enemy.
You can just kind of surround people in Dacias and slowly tighten the circle.
You mean like in those movies when they have the bikers driving around, like circling around them or something?
Yeah. Except
Or
it's
like
not bikers. It's far more intimidating. It's just Dacias.
It's like Mad Max, but everything is a Dacia Sandero.
Welcome to the end of the world.
Featuring 244 million Dacia Sanderos.
And all the
It wasn't
drivers are like
244.
middle-aged men who are slowly balding and wear wire glasses and clothes from Tesco.
Oh, okay. Wire glasses are really attractive.
Yeah,
love
I mean,
wires.
they've all got to be complaining about the immigrants or something. That's my typical Dacia driver, in my mind.
What, complaining about the immigrants? Well,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
like middle-aged
let me.
men.
I need to. Shall I get Imagine the Jokes if my first car is a Dacia Sandero?
I'm
actually,
actually
please
so
get one.
down.
That'd be
I'm
so
so
good.
down.
Mate, they haven't got Bluetooth.
Excuse me.
Like-
I don't
or like
need
an
Bluetooth for my
aux
VCR
cable.
tapes, Ed. I don't need Bluetooth for my VCR cables. For my VCR thing, Ed.
Why
I
have they?
don't think it's got a VCR player, mate.
You know what? I'll have to improvise
on
then.
the Dacia, right, on the Dacia website, yeah, they've got the measurements of the car. Why have they done it in millimeters?
That's how they always do it, to be fair.
It's
That's how they always do it.
4,069 millimeters long.
That's not a very quantifiable number. Like, it's not very
Why have they done
quantifiable.
that?
Oh, Zach, to be fair, it is pretty usable. Look, it's got a steering wheel.
Oh
It's
shit!
got wheels.
You know, I do
and
like
a gear
I
stick.
do like
It's
a
got roof.
steering wheel in a car. To be honest.
And it's also got 3 pedals. We don't know
It's
if
got
they
a
do
man
anything
standing
yet.
by it.
Yeah.
Do I get the man?
Yeah, you already have enough.
All right. If
Ed,
you want one.
Ed.
What?
You know how we can all get the virus, right?
Yeah.
Zach can only get the virus.
I told you.
Yeah,
he
mate, that
wouldn't
really
laugh.
wasn't funny.
He's already used that joke on me.
No, I used it in a different context. The other context was pretty good though.
Hang on, you can
It
get a
was the
reversing
same
camera on this thing.
Just you saying it.
What?
Right.
My
This
car hasn't got that,
fucking-
that's why I scraped it.
Oh no, Ed, I'm sure you
Wait,
fucked up the
Ewan-
paint cans more than you fucked up your
Ewan.
car.
You don't have your first car, do you?
Oh, actually, I sort of do.
Do you? What is it?
And it is the white Ford made sometime in 1884.
Oh, sick.
No, but it's not the dead liver deliverer, is it? It's not quite that good.
No, it's like a slightly more modern version of that.
Are you impressed that I remembered Angus's car's name?
Yeah, that car is glorious.
It is.
Yeah,
It's also
yeah,
terrifying to go in.
No, it had
Guys, you can get a shit brown Dacia Sandero Stepway.
Yes. No, I want.
That does look like it came out someone's ass. Someone holy.
I want a brown smart car. And anyone who's listening, just type in brown smart car into your Google Chrome. I want that. Okay, look at it.
Now you see what I want, boys. I want a brown PT Cruiser.
It's the
the Pooza. Oh my god, that is the ugliest car I've ever seen.
Wait, which one is it? Brown smart car?
It's a brown smart car.
Oh my god!
You'll get uked and put on Australian accent. Oh my god, Dylan. You know, like those old-fashioned like station wagons have wood on the outside.
No.
Yeah.
You can get a PT Cruiser with that thing.
Oh my god!
So ugly. Oh, you can get a cabriolet one as well.
I love it. I need.
I've just
if you shut up in a convertible PT Cruiser, I'd actually cry.
Oh my god.
Ed, and I think my first car, I should just get a tuk-tuk.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I said.
I actually drove it. It was crazy.
Wait, Oscar or Will?
I know someone who drives a PT Cruiser. I'm not even joking. I just realised what it was.
Who's who?
Rui's dad.
That's a fat owner of that car.
What? Oh, Ruby's dad.
Oh my god! I just found a PT Cruiser monster truck.
Oh my god!
Oh, yes. I want it. I want it.
Why is this podcast just evolved into us looking at fucking PT Cruiser?
It's because there's a gaping hole since Top Gear and Grand Tours just died.
You know when they?
How about they get a PL P50? Have you seen these things? They are death traps.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yes.
No, wait. Do we know when the next Grand Tour special is being released?
I don't know.
No, they put it for a while.
Well, I reckon it's probably already recorded.
No,
really? I reckon they just kind of do it when they can be asked, and because they've just released Seaman, I don't think they can be asked.
I reckon they just released Seaman.
Yeah,
and they get the post-nut clarity of what they just did.
They just need to sit down for a bit and think.
Clarity. Oh my god!
Grand Tour going through post-nut clarity.
My brain cannot handle this.
Right, so
my word.
Do we have any game recommendations? Because at the moment I'm a bit stumped.
Rocket League.
I've just
CS:GO.
Okay,
It's quite fun. No. It's quite fun just winding up the Russians.
It is. I've discovered that, but I mean that I don't have. So at the moment I've got relatively small collection. This is also for the.
You don't have Rocket League
audience. I don't, but I don't want Rocket League.
Neither.
So I've got
classics,
CS:GO, GTA, Team Fortress, Subnautica, Minecraft, and Lego Harry Potter years 5 to 7. Do you boys have any suggestions for me?
Rocket League, but boys, I have to unfortunately dip.
Right. Well, Thank you very much for being on, Dylan. You're welcome on any other time.
Thank you.
Right, Dylan, where have you got to go?
I have to go do more work now.
Right, I'm kicking him. I kicked him. Right.
Oh, he's going to be so salty.
Well, I hope so.
And then it
now Dylan's gone, we can bitch about him. That's actually fair. If you're under 18, you can rob a place naked and no one can check the security because that would be child porn.
Genius. I'm going to do that in Corona now. They can't tell me not to go outside because I'll be like bullying butt naked. Please try again.
If they try to arrest you, it's like attempted rape.
No.
Bring out your whistle. Wear nothing but your whistle and try and rob a place.
He's touching my front bum. Oh no.
My front bum. Right, okay. I'm gonna say this podcast is drawing to a close, so I'm gonna ask for one binge watching recommendation from each of you because I'm bored and I want something to watch. So, Ewan, what would you recommend watching?
Okay, there's a new series out on Amazon Prime called Hunters. The star is
the Nazi
one of the
hunting one. Yeah.
and it is incredibly good. And I just want to say before that as well that this podcast is called The Weird, the Welsh, and the Wonderful, right? We have weird in there, maybe a bit of Welsh, but absolutely no wonderful. So I think you've let down the viewers.
Yeah, mate. I think that's probably illegal.
I'm sorry. I'll return next week with Alfie Brigstock, and we'll have a lot of wonderful then.
Oh, is Alfie doing it next week?
You need to get everyone.
None of us are safe.
Okay, Ed, can we have a binge watching recommendation from you, please?
You've got to watch, like, there's this guy on YouTube called, like, ZE and then Frank1, I think. And he does true facts about animals, and it's quite funny. He, like, puts on a bit of a accent. It's quite funny.
Bit of a show. Right.
Watch true facts about the duck, and you'll find something interesting about their penises.
They're corkscrewed.
Oh no, actually, I've got to mention another one because it's just so good, and that reminded me of it. The American Office. Everyone has to watch it.
Oh, The American Office is good.
I want you all to watch The American In-Betweeners because I hate you, and I want you to suffer.
It's so awful. It's so awful. Okay, and my recommendation for this week, my recommendation is going to be there's a YouTube channel. No, there's a YouTube channel. Everyone's already watched that. I actually haven't.
I haven't watched it.
I
haven't watched it.
There's a YouTube channel called Tim Fed. He makes excellent short films and comedy series, and he's Australian, so he's obviously going to be funny. So I recommend you all watch that. Okay. Thank you guys for taking part. I hope you want to come back next week or next time I fancy recording instead of doing work. So thanks, guys.
No.
And from
viewers
from the depths of the Welsh valleys, that's a goodbye from us. Thanks, everyone.
I don't live by the Welsh valleys.
I hate you.